All right, well, the FDA is expected to amend emergency use authorization for the COVID vaccines to include a booster shot for some fully vaccinated people.
New numbers show that incentives are working to increase the number of vaccinated people in the city as the mayor stands by his decision to return to normalcy for school this fall. CBS 2's Jessica Moore live on the Upper West Side with more on that. Jessica.
Christina Maurice, right now those booster shots would only be for immunocompromised people, but Dr. Fauci says eventually they could be approved for everyone. Here in the city, the race to vaccinate continues as questions loom about how the mayor plans to handle COVID outbreaks at school. The FDA is on the verge of authorizing a third booster shot for people with weakened immune systems, roughly 3% of the population, but that could eventually expand to include anyone who's vaccinated.
We believe sooner or later you will need a booster for durability of protection. We are preparing for the eventuality of doing that.
The FDA is considering boosters of the Pfizer and Moderna shots, and Dr. Fauci says people should stick with the brand they received during their initial vaccination. Meanwhile, the race to stop the spread of the Delta variant rages on. Mayor de Blasio announcing Thursday roughly 70% of adults in New York City have had at least one shot, including 50,000 people who took advantage of the city's $100 incentive to get vaccinated. Even so, many schools across the tri-state area are requiring masks for all teachers and students. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, who will become governor of New York in just 12 days, says under her watch, masks will be non-negotiable.
My view is that people will be wearing, children and everyone in a school environment will be wearing masks.
And with kids returning to the classroom as breakthrough cases are on the rise, the mayor is doubling down on his commitment to have all in-person learning citywide.
Unless they are symptomatic or confirmed positive, they're going to stay in school no matter what.
The mayor citing extremely high vaccination rates among Department of Education staff and educators, saying there is no long-term remote learning plan in place.
But now, snow days are replaced by remote learning. We can turn that on quickly. But in the end, plan A is plan A. And the best way to get to plan A is to get as many people vaccinated as possible. How we deal with a kid who is out for a week is something we're working through right now. But we are going to be on a fully in-person system.
In New York State, the number of COVID patients in the ICU has more than tripled in 1 month. Across the city, hospitalizations and case numbers are on the rise compared to last week, but the mayor says the numbers are still well within a manageable range. Starting next week, proof of vaccine will be required citywide for indoor activities like dining, gyms, and concerts. Enforcement of the new policy begins on September 13th. Late today, the Diocese of Brooklyn and New York announced that all Catholic schools will require masking of all teachers and students starting on day one all across the city. Live on the Upper West Side, Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Jessica, thank you.